What's good, everyone? In today's video, I am going to be giving you guys my top 5 teammates of all time. Now, I'm going to be honest, as I was thinking about this list, I realized that it's actually very hard for me to give a top 5 because honestly, I would say 99% of every teammate I've had in Call of Duty, I've enjoyed teaming with. And not only just enjoyed teaming with, I've enjoyed playing with them and competing with them. Obviously, there's some teammates that I've had more success than others, so that, that weighs a little bit on my decisions here. But when a couple of the guys I've had similar success with, it's really hard to decide which one to put above or below the other or whatnot. But I try my best. And in today's video, you will see who my top 5 teammates are. To start with some honorable mentions, first one on the list, who I think hands down, he would be one of my top 5 teammates of all time if I had played with him longer, and it has to be Hugh. I only teamed with Hugh, guys, for 2 events. That's it. 2 events in Advanced Warfare, when I don't even know how old he was. He definitely was probably like 15 or 16. And we got second at back-to-back events. We lost to Optic in the finals, both of those events. And I wish I could have teamed with him longer. Obviously, there was a lot of drama and a team change after those 2 events where me and Zuma ended up teaming with Attach and Clay, as you guys probably heard from my previous video. But I remember when the switch happened, I really wanted to still play with Kyler. And I felt bad, honestly, when we made the switch, because he's obviously younger than me, and we were both younger at the time, obviously, but he was not older than 16. And I feel like he was pretty upset about it because, I mean, we had unbelievable success. Like the 2 events we teamed, we were in the finals both times. We got second both times, and then we were just kind of like, oh, yo, we're out. But he was an unbelievable player in AW, literally top 5, top 3 player in AW. And that's the only time I've teamed with him. He was straight to the point. He never talked bad about any of his teammates. If he wanted to get his point across or help the team, he did it in a positive way. He was an unbelievable player, obviously. Great vibes, and there's just not one thing that I could say I didn't like about teaming with Hugh. So I definitely think he deserves a spot on my honorable mention list. Gotta give it to Kyler. Love teaming with the kid. He's had unbelievable success, especially in Modern Warfare. But moving on to a couple others, I'm just gonna kind of clump them up, guys, because I don't want to take too much time talking about them. But Kyler was kind of a different breed, just because I had only played 2 events with him. So this one is tough. But another honorable mention, it's going to be all of my old FaZe squad. And some of you guys may say, how do you not have any of them in your top 5 teammates list of all time? After thinking about it, I think a lot of them would, or maybe potentially all 4 of them would have all been in my top 5 teammates if we hadn't teamed for so long. I wrote some things down, and just quick little facts with that team. We had four event wins, so I won 4 events with Zuma, Clay, Attach. I played 20 events alongside them, and out of the 20, we placed in the top 4 11 times. So over 50% of the events we competed in, we were in the top 4, which is a pretty crazy stat, especially when you team with people for that long. 20 events is a long time with a team. But I think the main reasoning that I don't have any of them in the top 5 is just because when you team with people for a long time, you're obviously going to have highs and you're going to have your lows, and while our peak was unbelievable, I think our peak might be the greatest peak that I've ever been a part of. We also had some pretty rough lows to our standards, and I mean, we were like brothers at a point too, where there were a lot of arguments daily, not seeing eye to eye. I'm sure most of you guys know the whole me versus Clay debacle. But I just looking back, I remembered a lot of great things, but then I also remembered some bad things. And That's why I couldn't put any of them in the top 5, just because we had so much history, you know, we had so much history, and with that, there's going to be a lot of good, there's going to be a lot of bad. Whereas with my top 5 teammates, there really isn't anything bad that I had with them, right? So it sucks that I couldn't put them in the top 5. I mean, I probably could, dude. This list is just so hard to make. But so I have all of them in the honorable mentions as well. And last but not least, I have Classic and Pharaoh. Classic, I only team with briefly in AW, but love being his teammate. I'm, you know, friends with Nick in the scene still to this day. We didn't have any major success teaming, but I just liked his vibes. I liked his play style. I liked, you know, him as a person. And with Jay, obviously, I love Jay. Jay's one of my favorite teammates. I felt like he was more of a little brother to me in a way. I only played, 4 events, I think, with Jay. 3 in World War II, 1 in Black Ops 4. I mean, out of the 4 events, we were in the finals 2 times. We won 1 event together. So we had some pretty good success there. But I just think with Jay and, you know, the rest of the guys in the honorable mentions, I don't think I could put them in the top 5 above any of these guys. So moving on to the top 5 list. This one was tough. Starting at number 5 is the one, the only, the human turret, Octane, Sam LaRue, whatever you wanted, the guy who dropped me multiple times, whatever you want to call him. Sam would honestly probably be higher than 5th on my list if he didn't drop me all those times, or if we had any sort of success in Modern Warfare. But I love team with Sam. I mean, unbelievable player. Attitude wise, he was super laid back. He never really, I mean, he would rage if he was being raged at. Normally it was him and Austin, but for the most part, dude, he was just very laid back, funny, loved throwing jokes around, messing around, having a good time. Like I said, unbelievable talent. And we also had a lot of success together. I mean, we did win 2 events together. We got 2nd at a COD Champs. I don't even count Modern Warfare as competing in it. So, you know, I only teamed with him for 6 events in Black Ops 4. And it was just a fun time. It was a fun time. I really liked playing with him. In Modern Warfare, I even enjoyed playing with him. It just didn't work out. It was one of those things that just didn't work out. And like I said, guys, I know me and Sam do mess around on Twitter and everything like that, but we don't have any beef. You know, we talked about things privately, squashed everything that had happened. So that's why I'm giving him the number 5 spot. No higher, though. No higher. Maybe if he only dropped me twice instead of 3 times, he would have moved up a little bit. But Sam goes in the number 5 slot. Moving on to number 4. And this might be considered a hot take to the public. It's Slasher. And I'll tell you why Slasher is 4th on my top 5 teammates of all time list. So me and Austin have some history together. We started teaming originally in Advanced Warfare when it was me, Ake, Slasher, and Parasite under Phase Red. What a team that is, right? All those personalities. And then obviously me and Tommy end up teaming with him, and me and Tommy switched over to team with Clay and Attach. And then I didn't really team with Austin for a couple years until Black Ops 4 again. But I, oddly enough, enjoy teaming with Austin, even though I don't think the way he goes about things towards like his teammates is the best. And what I mean by that is, guys, I have very thick skin, right? I've been in the game for a minute. I don't care if when someone is explaining something to me, they're roasting me or they're being positive about it. Like, that has no effect on me, because at the end of the day, I personally understand that my teammates are doing it because they want the team to improve, right? The only issue with that is not a lot of people are like me or have that mindset. And so, you know, there were arguments on Phase Red a lot on our Black Ops 4 team when we weren't doing well. I do think it was one of the reasons why we didn't work in the beginning of Black Ops 4, and why I think Jay wasn't playing up to his potential, is because him and Austin would get into a lot of arguments. And like, I don't know if Jay was used to having someone on the team like that. And so Austin can cause some trouble within a team, but at the end of the day, I know he means well. That's just him. That's him as a person. Like, he's not coming at you because he thinks you suck and he doesn't want to team with you. It's just because he wants the team to get better. And I will give the respect for Austin that he owns up to his own mistakes as well. He holds himself at a high standard. And it also doesn't matter if you are the best player on the team or the worst player on the team. He's going to come at you the exact same way. I mean, the same way he came at me or Kenny or Priestahh, he came with. It doesn't matter if you're the best or the worst player on your team. Austin's going to come at you the same way. Doesn't matter if it's me or say it's Octane in Black Ops 4, where Sam was arguably the best AR in the game all year. Like, he was going to point out what you did wrong, point your flaws out, and try to get you to improve them. So a lot of people don't like that, especially the public, and they see that as a negative thing. And I can understand that side. But for me, like I said, it doesn't affect me. And I've always respected Austin's passion, you know, to actually improve and get better. I think that is one of his best personality traits that he has. And also, outside the game, Austin is a cool guy. I mean, Slasher, that's what people say. Like, Slasher's horrible, but Austin's a pretty cool guy. So I enjoyed teaming with that. I feel like that, for me, gave me more fire, more motivation, right? Also, just a couple statistics that I did write down. So me and Austin competed together in 10 events, 6 in Black Ops 4, 4 in AW. Out of those 10 events, we have 2 wins together. 5 out of the 10 events, we were in the finals. So 50% of all the events we competed in were in the finals. Unbelievable success rate. We have 3 second places. So we have 2 wins. We have 3 second places. And 8 of the 10 events that I've teamed with him in, we were in the top 4. So I've had some of the most success I've ever had in my career with Austin. And the statistics speak for themselves. I mean, consistent. When me and him are on the same team, we're a consistent contender, consistently at the top. So with that being said, that is why I gave him the number 4 spot. Coming in at the number 3 spot, this one might actually be a shock to a lot of people. I wish I could have played more events with him, and I was going to. That was the plan, but it didn't pan out like that. It is no other than the Hillbuster himself, Lamar Abidi, the general accuracy. The reason why I have Lamar rated so highly, there's a couple. One, just speaking on his kind of personality and his attitude, is kind of similar to Austin, not as rage induced. He brought the best out of me, and he did it in a more positive way than Austin, even though, like I said, for me personally, that doesn't really change things for me. But when I started teaming with Lamar, I wasn't quite sure if I had the fire to compete anymore in COD. It was in World War II. He just put the fire beneath me. He's a great teammate, a great strategist. I think Lamar is one of the smartest players that I've played with. And like I said, he's a great leader. When I joined the team, he basically, him and Kenny taught me how to play World War II at the top level. And he holds everyone accountable, even himself. Accuracy and Slasher are very similar, but I do think Lamar is a better leader in a sense. I don't know if I would say Accuracy is necessarily a better leader than Slasher, but I think he does better with all different types of players and personalities. I feel like what he says translates better in a more productive manner. I feel like if you team with Slasher, you have to be built a certain way, or you're not going to be in a good spot. Because if you can't handle Slasher's heat, you gotta get out. I was kidding. If you can't handle Slasher's heat, it's just not going to end well for you, in my opinion. And like I said, I rate Austin very highly, but I'm also speaking in terms of, you know, general COD players. So, and also I had really good success with Lamar. I mean, we only played for 3 events. We got 1 win at the CDL Season 2 playoffs, 2nd at COD Champs as well. So the success was there. I mean, 2 of the 3 events, even though it's a small sample size, we were in the finals. And I like teaming with him. I mean, he made the game easier. Obviously, he's a slower AR. Like I said, he's a great leader. So I think not only him lighting the fire or being part of the reason that lit the fire for me to compete again, he was also just a great teammate, and I love Lamar outside the game. He's one of my closest friends. So that's why he is number 3 on my list. I wish I could have teamed with him longer. The plan was to team with him in Black Ops 4. Some stuff went down though, and that ended up not happening, but is what it is. And I mean, at the end of the day, I can't really complain. Black Ops 4 was very successful. So moving on to number 2 on my list, no other than P-Dog, aka Priestahh. Obviously, since I have him at number 2, Priestahh is literally one of the best teammates I've ever had. There's not one thing I can say bad about him. He is obviously one of the best players I've ever played with, but for me, that's just a bonus. He's super talented, but he's one of the nicest kids I've ever played with. He, one of the most passionate, one of the most dedicated players I've played with. Like, we'd be at events or even online, and Preston would just be sitting there shooting bots 2 hours before matches, like always trying to grind, always trying to play 8s, play 10s, whatever the case may be. Always trying to improve himself as a player. And not only was he unbelievably talented, like I said, but overall great attitude, great teammate. I don't think that there was one time in Black Ops 4 where I heard Preston get mad at someone for messing up on a play, or even if, say, like he messed up, or even if he didn't mess up but someone came at him, slasher, he never responded negatively. You know, he always was like, yeah, you're right, like I messed up, like I'm gonna do better. And he would always fix his mistakes if he had them, right? It was just something about getting on every day. I really enjoyed playing with Preston. Super laid back, chill, love to have a great time. I mean, me and P-Dog saw a duo on Black Ops 4, so I got to know him a lot over that year, and hands down, can't say not one bad thing about him. Literally, he honestly might have been number 1 if who I'm gonna put number 1 wasn't there, because I can't say enough nice things about him. I really can't. Also, I played with Preston in 5 events. 4 of those 5 events, we were in the top 4. We have 2 wins together. We have a 2nd place at COD Champs along with the other 100T guys. So the success was crazy, and overall, he's just an amazing teammate. Like I said, I really can't say no. Like, even if I wanted to say one thing, I couldn't even make something up that you guys would believe. So I got to give it to P-Dog. Unbelievable talent, man. Unbelievable talent. Great teammate. Great attitude. Moving on to number 1. I'm sure at this point, you guys already know who I'm going to say, right? If I've given you everyone else. Favorite teammate of all time, no other than Ken. Ken's my guy, man. Ken is my guy. The reason why I have Ken number 1, I mean, there's a bunch of reasons. But before I get into all of them, I just feel like in my whole COD career, I don't know if I vibed more with one person than Ken. I mean, I'm talking about everything. Inside the game, outside the game, I just feel like, you know, we clicked. That's my boy. But besides of just vibing and clicking, I'll tell you guys why I have him as my number 1 teammate of all time. So to break it down, me and Ken together, unbelievable track record. We have 3 wins together out of 9 total events we competed together in. 5 of the 9 tournaments we were in the finals. So we have 3 wins, 5 of the 9 we were in the finals, and 6 of the 9 we were in the top 4. So while I don't have a huge sample size, right, as say like some of my FaZe guys that I team with, those numbers speak for themselves. I have had unbelievable success with Ken. Ken, also an unbelievable talent, made the game easier for me, helped me a lot in World War II. Him and Lamar were the reasons I got my drive back to compete in Call of Duty. Unbelievable. The only downside about Ken's attitude is sometimes he'll rage if he's being raged at, right? Him and Lamar would kind of go back and forth with each other quite a bit, or, you know, him and whoever, him and all, it doesn't matter. But like, Ken was never one that would come at you like, yo, why the hell did you mess up? Like, you're, you know, beep, beep. I can't say all this stuff. Like, he would come at you in a positive way, super funny, laid back. We used to just crack jokes all the time. And yeah, I vibe with Ken, I think, the most. I consider me and Ken pretty close. He's just one of the most well-rounded players, one of the clutchest players I teamed with, one of the best players I team with. Like, there's not anything bad I can say about Ken. I mean, obviously that goes for everyone on this list, even the honorable mentions for the most part. And that's why they're there. I've had the most success with these guys in my career. I've had the most fun with these guys in my career. But damn, I'll tell you what, that was a hard list. That was a hard list because, I mean, honestly, I could mix and move like almost everyone. But I did my best on it. I even wrote down notes because shit, I didn't even realize some of the statistics that I had. I mean, dude, mine and Ken's track record is unbelievable. Mine and Austin's track record is actually pretty wild too, which I didn't even realize because we had such a large gap of time where we didn't team together. But that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed my top 5 teammates of all time. I had a blast thinking about it, going back, trying to rank everyone. But all in all, I love all the guys on the list. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed playing with 99% of my teammates so far in my career. And, you know, the biggest thing is success with them and their attitudes. And, you know, their skill obviously was important. But like I said, that was a bonus. You know, just because you're unbelievably talented doesn't mean you're going to be a great teammate, you know, unless you're that good, unless you're that talented and you're just like the most toxic human being ever, but you're that talented. I'm just like, oh yeah, I hated the guy, but I mean, he was MVP every event, so that's why he's #1. But I appreciate everyone for showing love. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. More videos on the way. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Until next time, the kid is out.